The extent of the devastation is clearer in the wake of Hurricane Melissa. Roofs were ripped from about 90% of the buildings where this hurricane made landfall in Jamaica. And in Cuba, thousands of people are seeing their destroyed homes and businesses for the very first time after they spent the night in emergency shelters. With Melissa now tracking north, recovery can begin.
Of course, the most heartbreaking damage from the storm is the loss of life. Tonight, a Jamaican official says there's at least 4 confirmed deaths in the hardest hit region of the island. And the death toll in Haiti, where Melissa hit earlier this week, is up to 23. American aid workers are now on the way to the disaster zones where airports are reopening. And as Tammy Mutasa reports, help is badly needed.
Tonight, Hurricane Melissa has left a trail of deadly destruction. Then there's the agony of trying to reach loved ones and the enormous cleanup effort just beginning. Devastating destruction as Jamaicans grapple with the catastrophic aftermath of Hurricane Melissa.
Roof has gone, clothes has wet up. I need some help. Please, I need some help.
A landscape of homes and businesses completely flattened. Neighborhoods submerged under mud and water. Forecasters say the Category 5 hurricane was the most powerful storm to lash the island since record-keeping started 174 years ago.
A lot of people lost their roof stuff. And there's no power, there's no electricity, there's no internet.
Here at home, Wayland tennis pro and Jamaican native Delroy Allen had difficulty getting in touch with his relatives.
I call, 10, 15 times. I try to call direct, and no one seemed like they have no power, no internet. So it's very, very hard to get in touch with my relatives and friends.
The roof has a breach, These videos of enormous damage were sent to Jennifer James, president of the Jamaican Association of Massachusetts. Thankfully, her family's home is still standing. But right now, the organization is mobilizing and joining forces with other groups here and in New York to ship containers of urgent essentials like flashlights, generators, and water.
Oh my God, the devastation is immense. And it's really devastating. It's a lot of infrastructure that is gone.
Right now, Jamaican officials say 25,000 people are packed into shelters. In Cuba, similar scenes where 700,000 are in shelters after Melissa hit as a Category 3 storm. A long road to recovery awaiting the island nations.
Everything is just going to be a big, devastated country, and it's going to be a very tough sell to the Jamaican people.
The Jamaican Association of Massachusetts is taking up donations. They say the urgent need is flashlights and water. Tammy Mutasa, WBZ News.
Eric is back with us now, and given the size and the power of that storm, what we're seeing in terms of damage, not unexpected or surprising, but it is so hard to see those pictures.
Yeah, nature is powerful. Nature leads to catastrophe sometimes, and we saw it with this particular storm. Still battering the Bahamas tonight, so we're not totally done with the storm just yet. The latest on this one is it's still a Category 2 hurricane, 100-mile-per-hour winds. It's moving north-northeast now at 21 miles per hour, so it's picking up the pace. And the last stop will be near Bermuda. That will happen tomorrow night. The center looks like it'll stay just west of Bermuda, but it will lash the island with some strong winds and some heavy rain as it moves on by. So this is the latest track from the Hurricane Center, Category 2 hurricane, when it passes by Bermuda. They usually weather hurricanes pretty well. There'll be some damage, but I think they'll end up being okay from that storm. And then it continues to race up into the North Atlantic, becoming something a little bit closer to a nor'easter at that point. David and Lisa?
All right. Thank you, Eric. If you feel compelled to help, the American Red Cross and the United Way of Jamaica are accepting donations. Remember, you always want to verify a charity before you donate money. David?